Imagine waking up every morning feeling unstoppable. You're not just living, you're thriving. You're doing something that excites you, energizes you, and makes a real difference in the world. Now, ask yourself, are you truly living that way, or are you just going through the motions, settling for less than you're capable of? Most people never discover their true gift. They spend years chasing things that don't fulfill them, jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and routines that leave them feeling empty. Why? Because no one ever showed them how to unlock their true potential. They've been told to follow their passion, but passion without purpose leads nowhere. Today we're going to change that. I'm going to give you a 6-step formula that will not only help you find your true gift, but will show you how to turn it into a life of total success and fulfillment. Step 1, look back to move forward, self-discovery. Think about your childhood. What were the things that made you light up? Before the world told you what was realistic or practical, what did you love to do? Your true gift often leaves clues from an early age. Maybe you were always the one bringing people together, solving problems, or creating something unique. Your gift is something that comes naturally to you, but it's so natural you don't even realize it's special. Action step, write down the things you've always excelled at or enjoyed. Ask friends and family what they see as your greatest strengths. From the moment we are born, self-discovery is not just about finding out what you're good at. It's about peeling away the layers from our conditioning, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs that have buried society as a whole. We are taught what is normal, part of you that existed what is realistic, told you who you should be, without even realizing it. The process of self-discovery is different for everyone, but it always starts with awareness. We start to live according to someone else's definition of inside you than what you've been using. There is something. Think back to when you were a child, before you cared about money, before you worried about responsibility, before you were afraid of what people would think of you. Has the ability to change not only our lives, but the lives of those around us. Maybe you were fascinated by solving problems. Maybe you had a natural ability to lead and inspire others. These moments from your past are not coincidences. They are clues. The problem is, as we grow up, we are often told that these passions and natural talents are just hobbies, or that they won't help us succeed in the real world. And so we push them aside, we follow the safe path, and we end up feeling lost, unfulfilled, and disconnected from our true selves. But here's the truth. Your gift has always been there. It never left you. It's been waiting for you to recognize it, to embrace it, to cultivate it. And the first step to unlocking it is to stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward for answers. No one else can tell you what your gift is. No one else can define your purpose for you. That is something only you can uncover. And it starts with being brutally honest with yourself. Self-discovery requires deep reflection. It means taking the time to ask yourself the questions most people avoid. What do I truly love doing? What would I do even if I wasn't paid for it? What makes me feel alive, energized, and fulfilled? These are not small questions. They are the keys to unlocking your true potential. And the more honest you are with your answers, the clearer your path will become. Another powerful way to discover your gift is to pay attention to what people naturally come to you for. What do others seek your advice on? What do they compliment you on? What do they see in you that you might not even see in yourself? Sometimes our gifts are so second nature to us that we don't even recognize them as special. We assume that because something comes easily to us, it must come easily to everyone. But that's not true. Your natural talents, your unique perspective, your innate abilities, these are the very things that set you apart. However, self-discovery is not always easy. It requires breaking free from years, sometimes decades of programming. It requires challenging the beliefs that have kept you playing small. It requires stepping into a version of yourself that may feel unfamiliar at first. But discomfort is a sign of growth. And growth is the price you must pay to step into your greatness. Self-discovery is a lifelong journey, not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process of learning, unlearning, and evolving. And it is only when you commit to this process that you begin to see the truth. You were never meant to be average. You were never meant to settle. And you were never meant to live a life that feels uninspired. You were meant for something more. Step 2, rewire your mindset for success. Most people don't use their gifts because of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. But listen, your comfort zone is the enemy of your greatness. Success isn't about finding something easy. It's about mastering your mind so that obstacles become fuel for growth. Action step, identify one limiting belief that's holding you back from pursuing your true gift. Then replace it with an empowering belief that drives you forward. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you will ever achieve in life. It dictates how you see yourself, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately how far you go. Most people never tap into their full potential, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they are trapped by the limitations of their own mind. The way you think, your beliefs, your attitudes, your internal dialogue determines whether you succeed or whether you stay stuck. And if you don't consciously rewire your mindset for success, you will unknowingly program yourself for mediocrity. From the moment we are born, our minds are shaped by the world around us. The beliefs we hold about ourselves are not entirely our own. They are inherited. We pick them up from our parents, our teachers, our culture, and our experiences. If you were told as a child that you weren't good enough, that success was only for other people, or that taking risks was dangerous, then without realizing it, you've carried those beliefs into adulthood, and these beliefs, whether conscious or unconscious, are influencing every decision you make. But rewiring your mindset begins with awareness. You must first recognize the thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back. Every time you say, I'm not smart enough, I don't have what it takes, I'm not lucky like other people, you are reinforcing a mental program that keeps you playing small. But here's the truth, these are not facts, they are just stories you've been telling yourself. And just as easily as you created those stories, you can rewrite them. One of the biggest mindset shifts you must make is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. It convinces you that you are either born with success or you're not, that failure is proof that you're not good enough, and that challenges should be avoided at all costs. A growth mindset, on the other hand, understands that intelligence and ability are like muscles. They grow stronger the more you use them. With a growth mindset, failure isn't proof that you're not good enough, it's proof that you're learning. Every great achiever in history, from inventors to athletes to business leaders, has one thing in common. They don't see failure as a stop sign, they see it as feedback. Your brain is wired for efficiency. It wants to conserve energy, so it defaults to the easiest and most familiar patterns. This is why habits, both good and bad, are so powerful. If for years you have told yourself that you are not capable of success, then your brain has wired itself around that belief. Your actions, your decisions, even the way you carry yourself will reflect that belief. But the moment you start feeding your brain new, empowering thoughts, it begins to rewire itself. The science of neuroplasticity has proven that our brains are not fixed. They are constantly evolving. New neural pathways can be created at any age, which means that you can literally reprogram your brain for success. The key is repetition and emotion. If you repeatedly tell yourself, I am capable, I am unstoppable, I am destined for greatness, and you attach strong emotion to it, your brain will start to accept it as truth. This is why affirmations, visualization, and surrounding yourself with positive influences are not just motivational cliches. They are tools to rewire your subconscious mind. The environment you place yourself in plays a huge role in your mindset. If you constantly surround yourself with negative people who reinforce limiting beliefs, your brain will absorb that negativity. But if you immerse yourself in books, podcasts, mentors, and communities that challenge you to think bigger, you will start to adopt that same success-oriented mindset. The people who succeed at the highest levels are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to allow negative influences to dictate their thinking. One of the biggest mindset traps that keeps people stuck is the fear of discomfort. Most people crave certainty. They want security, predictability, and guarantees, but success requires stepping into the unknown. It demands that you embrace uncertainty, take risks, and become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Every major breakthrough in life happens outside of your comfort zone. If you are unwilling to be uncomfortable, you are also unwilling to grow. Your self-talk, what you say to yourself every single day, either builds you up or tears you down. If you wake up every morning and tell yourself, I am not good enough, then your brain will look for proof of that throughout the day. But if you train yourself to say, I am resourceful, I am powerful, and I am ready for any challenge, your brain will start to search for ways to make that your reality. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's the way the brain is wired. Whatever you focus on, you reinforce. Success is not about luck, it's about mental conditioning. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never experience fear, doubt, or failure. They are simply the ones who have trained their minds to push forward despite it. They have wired their brains for resilience, for confidence, for action. And when you commit to rewiring your own mindset, you unlock a power within you that most people never tap into. Step 3, align your gift with real-world value. Having a gift is one thing, turning it into success is another. The key? Find a way to serve others with your gift. The world doesn't reward you for what you love to do, it rewards you for the problems you solve. If you love to teach, how can you use that skill to create transformation? If you're great at storytelling, how can you use it to inspire or educate others? Action step, find one way to use your gift to solve a real problem for someone today. Everyone has a unique gift, something that sets them apart, something that when fully embraced has the power to create massive success and fulfillment. But most people go through life never realizing what that gift is. They either assume they don't have one, or they get so caught up in distractions, responsibilities, and self-doubt that they never take the time to uncover and develop it. The truth is, your gift has always been inside you. It's not something you have to search for externally. It's something you must unlock from within. And once you do, once you follow the right process to identify, refine, and apply it, everything in your life will change. The problem is most people never follow a clear strategy to unleash their gift. They wait for inspiration, they dabble in things without commitment, and they let fear stop them before they ever gain momentum. But the process of unleashing your true potential isn't about luck. It's about following a system that brings clarity, action, and results. When you follow these 6 steps, you take control of your future instead of waiting for something to happen. The first step is self-reflection and discovery. Most people are so busy reacting to life that they never take the time to truly understand themselves. They go from school to work, from work to home, from one responsibility to another, without ever stopping to ask, what am I truly meant to do? The only way to unlock your gift is to look inward. Start by analyzing what has always come naturally to you. What do people compliment you on? What activities make you lose track of time? What were you drawn to as a child before the world told you what was realistic? Your true gift is not something forced. It's something that, when you engage in it, feels energizing rather than draining. Many people overlook their greatest gifts simply because it feels so natural to them that they assume it's not special. But what's easy for you might be impossible for someone else, and that's the first clue. The second step is breaking through limiting beliefs. No matter how talented, intelligent, or capable you are, if your mind is filled with doubt and fear, you will never take the actions necessary to unleash your gift. Most people are held back not by external obstacles, but by internal stories. Stories that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have what it takes. These beliefs don't come from reality, they come from years of conditioning. The key to breaking free from them is awareness and intentional rewiring. Every time you hear that voice of doubt, you must challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief helping me or holding me back? Replace disempowering thoughts with empowering ones. Surround yourself with people who push you to think bigger. Consume content that expands your mindset, and remind yourself daily that you are capable of more than you've been taught to believe. The third step is developing and refining your gift. It's not enough to know what your gift is. You must actively work on mastering it. Natural talent is only a starting point. If you want to stand out, if you want to create real success, you must become obsessed with growth. That means learning, practicing, and constantly improving. If your gift is communication, study the greatest speakers and storytellers. If your gift is creativity, immerse yourself in the best minds in your field. Success is not about luck, it's about discipline. The best athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists didn't just wake up one day at the top of their game. They put in the hours, the effort, and the repetition to refine their gift until they became unstoppable. The fourth step is aligning your gift with real-world value. Having a gift is one thing, but turning it into a vehicle for success and impact is another. The world doesn't pay you for what you love to do. It pays you for the problems you solve. If you want to turn your gift into a source of fulfillment and financial success, you must find a way to use it to serve others. That could mean teaching, creating, innovating, entertaining, whatever it is, it must provide value. The people who thrive the most are those who find the sweet spot between what they love, what they are great at, and what people are willing to pay for. The key is to start taking action now. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment never comes. Start small, test different ways to share your gift, and refine as you go. The fifth step is overcoming fear and taking bold action. Fear is the single greatest barrier to success. It stops people before they even begin. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It's all designed to keep you in your comfort zone. But nothing great has ever come from a comfort zone. Every successful person you admire once felt the same fears you do, but they moved forward anyway. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, it's their ability to act in spite of fear. Action creates confidence. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more your brain adapts, and what once felt terrifying starts to feel normal. Fear loses its power when you face it head on. The final step is building consistency and resilience. Unleashing your gift is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment. The reason most people never fully realize their potential is that they quit too soon. They expect instant results, and when things get tough, they retreat. But the truth is, setbacks are part of the process. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine your approach, to prove to yourself that you are in this for the long run. Success belongs to those who refuse to give up. If you commit to showing up for yourself every single day, if you refuse to let temporary failures define you, then nothing can stop you from unlocking your true gift and creating a life of total success. Step 4, overcome fear and take massive action. Fear is the great paralyzer, but here's the truth. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. Every great success story started with uncertainty. The difference? The people who succeed take action even when they don't feel ready. Action step, commit to one uncomfortable action today that moves you closer to using your gift. Whether it's launching a project, sharing your talent publicly, or reaching out for a mentorship. Fear is the single most powerful force that holds people back from achieving their true potential. It disguises itself in many forms: procrastination, self-doubt, perfectionism, hesitation, but at its core, it is always the same. A voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough. This voice whispers that you might fail, that people will judge you, that you don't have what it takes, and the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. Fear feeds on inaction. Every time you avoid a challenge, every time you shrink back from an opportunity, you reinforce the belief that you are not capable. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It is not based on reality. It is based on assumptions and worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened. The mind is wired for survival, and part of that survival instinct is keeping you safe. The problem is your brain doesn't know the difference between a real physical threat, like a wild animal chasing you, and the imagined fear of speaking in public, launching a business, or making a bold decision. Your brain reacts the same way. It sends signals that trigger anxiety, hesitation, and avoidance. But in the modern world, fear is rarely about survival. It is about the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, and the fear of stepping into the unknown. Most people let fear dictate their lives. They stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and situations that no longer serve them. All because fear tells them it's safer to stay where they are than to risk something greater. But what they don't realize is that staying in the same place out of fear is the biggest risk of all. Regret is far more painful than failure. The people who succeed at the highest levels are not fearless. They are simply those who refuse to let fear make their decisions for them. They feel the fear, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. Limiting beliefs go hand in hand with fear. These are the invisible chains that keep you stuck. They are the beliefs that say, I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience. I wasn't born into the right circumstances. They are deeply ingrained stories that have been repeated so many times that they feel like facts, but they are not facts. They are just patterns of thought. And the only way to break them is to challenge them. Think about this. Where did your limiting beliefs come from? Were they formed by past failures? Were they passed down by family members who had their own fears? Were they reinforced by teachers, bosses, or peers who doubted you? When you stop and analyze them, you realize that most limiting beliefs were never truly yours to begin with. They were programmed into you by external influences. And if they were programmed in, they can be reprogrammed out. The key to overcoming fear and limiting beliefs is rewiring your mindset through action. You don't overcome fear by thinking your way out of it. You overcome it by proving to yourself that the fear was never real in the first place. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take action despite feeling afraid, you build confidence. Each time you do something that scares you, you expand your comfort zone. And the more you expand your comfort zone, the less power fear has over you. But you have to start small. You don't have to conquer your biggest fear overnight. If speaking in public terrifies you, start by speaking in front of a small group. If launching your own business seems overwhelming, start by taking one simple step, make a plan, talk to a mentor, do one thing that moves you forward. The key is to build momentum. Fear thrives in stillness. The more you hesitate, the more it grows. But when you take action, even imperfect action, you start to weaken fear's grip on you. Another powerful way to dismantle fear is to reframe failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success. Every person who has achieved greatness has failed more times than they can count. They have been rejected, criticized, and knocked down. The difference is that they didn't let those failures define them. They used them as stepping stones. If you can learn to see failure as feedback rather than proof of inadequacy, you will start to move forward with confidence. Your self-talk is another major factor in overcoming fear. Most people speak to themselves in a way they would never speak to a friend. They constantly criticize themselves, reinforce their own insecurities, and talk themselves out of opportunities. But if you want to break free from fear, you must change your internal dialogue. Replace "I can't" with "I can figure this out." Replace "I'm not ready" with "I'll never be 100% ready, but I'll start anyway." Your mind believes whatever you tell it most consistently. Feed it empowering thoughts, and over time, those thoughts will become your reality. Surrounding yourself with the right influence is also critical. Fear and limiting beliefs are contagious, but so is confidence. If you spend time with people who constantly reinforce negativity, doubt, and small thinking, you will absorb that mindset. But if you immerse yourself in an environment of growth, reading books, listening to motivational speakers, surrounding yourself with ambitious people, you will naturally start to think bigger. Success leaves clues. Find people who have already overcome the fears you are facing and study how they did it. Ultimately, the only way to live a life free from regret is to stop letting fear make your decisions for you. Fear will always exist. It is part of being human. But you have two choices. Let it control you or take control of it. Fear is just an illusion, and when you push through it, you will realize that on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. Step 6, turn your gift into legacy and impact. Success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about the lives you touch along the way. Your gift was never meant to be kept to yourself. When you use it to serve, inspire, and uplift others, you create a ripple effect that outlives you. That's the difference between success and significance. Action step, find one way to use your gift to make a meaningful impact today. Everyone is born with a gift, something unique that sets them apart from the rest of the world. It could be a skill, a talent, a perspective, or an ability that comes naturally to you. But having a gift is not enough. The real power comes from using that gift to create purpose and impact. Too many people go through life with their gifts buried inside them, either because they don't recognize them, they doubt their value, or they don't know how to translate them into something meaningful. But the truth is, your gift is not just for you. It is meant to be shared, to serve others, and to create a lasting impact. When you align your gift with a greater purpose, that's when you unlock a level of fulfillment and success that most people never experience. The first step in turning your gift into something greater than yourself is recognition. You have to become deeply aware of what your gift actually is. Many people assume that if something comes easily to them, it must not be special. But that's exactly what makes it special. What seems effortless to you might be impossible for someone else. If you don't know what your gift is, look at where you naturally excel. What do people always ask for your help with? What topics do you love talking about? What skills feel energizing rather than draining? Your gift is the thing that when you engage in it makes time disappear. It's that thing you could do for hours and never feel exhausted. That's the first sign that you've found it. Once you've identified your gift, the next step is refining and developing it. Raw talent is just the starting point. The people who create the biggest impact in the world are not just those with talent, but those who commit to mastery. They study, they practice, they push themselves beyond their comfort zones. If you have a gift for communication, learn how to articulate your message in a way that truly moves people. If you have a gift for problem solving, find a way to apply it to a field that desperately needs solutions. If you are creative, channel that creativity into something that resonates with others. The more you sharpen your gift, the more powerful it becomes. But having a refined gift is still not enough. The real transformation happens when you align your gift with service. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world don't just use their talents for personal gain, they use them to make a difference. This is where purpose comes in. Purpose is not about what you get, it's about what you give. It's about taking your natural abilities and channeling them into something that impacts others in a meaningful way. The most successful businesses, movements, and leaders are all driven by this principle. They don't just focus on personal success, they focus on how their success can serve a greater cause. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that they need to figure out their entire purpose before they start taking action. But purpose is discovered through action, not thought. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You just need to start using your gift in ways that serve others and see where it leads. If you love speaking, start sharing your message online. If you have a talent for teaching, start mentoring someone. If you have a passion for creating, start producing work that adds value to people's lives. The more you use your gift to serve, the clearer your purpose will become. One of the most important steps in turning your gift into impact is overcoming fear and self-doubt. Many people never fully step into their purpose because they let fear stop them before they even begin. They worry about what others will think. They fear failure. They question whether they are truly capable. But purpose is not about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite fear. The people who make the biggest impact in the world are not the ones who never experience doubt. They are the ones who refuse to let doubt stop them. Another key factor in creating impact is understanding that your gift has value. Too many people downplay their own abilities because they assume that if something is easy for them, it must not be valuable. But the world desperately needs people who are willing to step up and share their gifts. The impact you create might be something as simple as inspiring one person, solving one problem, or making one person's life better. But that's where it starts. The more you share, the more you refine, and the bigger your impact becomes. At some point, you have to make a bold decision to stop hiding and start stepping fully into who you are meant to be. To stop waiting for permission and start creating your own opportunities. To stop underestimating the power of your gift and start using it in ways that truly change lives. Because when you do that, when you align your gift with a mission greater than yourself, That's when everything shifts. That's when success, fulfillment, and impact come together in a way that most people never experience. Think about the greatest people in history, the innovators, the leaders, the game changers. What set them apart? Was it luck? Was it talent? No. It was their ability to execute relentlessly. They didn't just dream, they acted. They didn't just plan, they built. And because of that, their names, their work, their impact live on long after they're gone. Now, ask yourself, what will you leave behind? Will your ideas, your efforts, and your vision fade away the moment you stop? Or will you build something so powerful, so undeniable, that it continues to create impact for generations to come? Execution is the bridge between potential and reality. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. So many people have incredible ideas, powerful visions, and unique gifts, yet they never bring them to life because they get stuck in the cycle of hesitation, perfectionism, and self-doubt. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances, but perfection never comes. And so they remain stagnant, watching others turn their dreams into reality while they stay on the sidelines. The truth is, the most successful people in the world are not necessarily the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most gifted. They are simply the ones who execute relentlessly, who take massive action despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite not having all the answers. Execution is about doing the work no matter what. It's about developing a mindset that says, I don't care if I feel tired. I don't care if I don't know everything yet. I don't care if people doubt me. I am going to move forward anyway. That level of commitment is what separates those who create a lasting impact from those who simply talk about making a difference. If you want to build a legacy, if you want to create something that outlives you, you cannot afford to wait for inspiration or motivation. You must develop discipline. You must create a standard for yourself that says, I will execute every single day, no excuses. Most people struggle with execution because they rely on their emotions to dictate their actions. If they feel motivated, they work hard. If they feel tired, they take it easy. If they feel uncertain, they hesitate. But the truth is, your emotions are unreliable. They fluctuate. If you want to achieve anything great, you must train yourself to act regardless of how you feel. The most successful people in the world don't operate based on emotion. They operate based on commitment. They have a non-negotiable standard for their execution, and they follow through whether they feel like it or not. The key to unstoppable execution is creating momentum. Too many people spend all their time thinking, planning, and analyzing, but never actually moving. They tell themselves they need more research, more preparation, more time to feel ready, but readiness is an illusion. The only way to build confidence is through action. The more you act, the more capable you become, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more action you take. This cycle of momentum is what creates unstoppable execution. Another major barrier to execution is fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take action because they don't want to fail. They don't want to look foolish. They don't want to make mistakes. But failure is not the enemy. Inaction is the enemy. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failures, setbacks, and lessons learned. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people don't let failure define them. They see failure as feedback. They use it as a stepping stone. They adjust, adapt, and keep going. If you are not willing to fail, you are not willing to succeed. Execution also requires ruthless focus. In today's world, there are endless distractions, social media, entertainment, constant notifications. Most people are busy, but they are not productive. They mistake movement for progress. They spend hours consuming content, talking about their goals and researching strategies, but they never actually do the work that moves the needle. True execution requires eliminating distractions and locking in on what truly matters. If you are serious about building a legacy, you must protect your time like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Building a legacy is not about short-term success. It's not about temporary wins or fleeting achievements. Legacy is about creating something that lasts beyond you, something that impacts people even after you are gone. The only way to do that is through consistent, long-term execution. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and refusing to quit. It's about doing what others won't so you can achieve what others can't. It's about understanding that your actions today are shaping your future tomorrow. But execution alone is not enough. If you want to build a legacy, you must execute on something meaningful. You must align your actions with a purpose greater than yourself. You must ask yourself, what am I building that will outlive me? Is it a business, a movement, a message, a change in your family's trajectory? Legacy is not about personal success. It's about impact. It's about leaving behind something that improves the lives of others. Many people think that legacy is only for the rich, the famous, or the historically significant. But legacy is built in the small, daily choices you make. It's built in the way you show up, the example you set, and the value you bring to others. It's built in the relationships you nurture, the wisdom you pass down, and the way you use your gifts to contribute to the world. Your legacy is being created right now, whether you realize it or not. Every action you take, every decision you make, every moment you choose to execute or hesitate, it all adds up. The question is, will you build something meaningful or will you leave your potential untapped? Because in the end, it won't matter what you planned, what you intended, or what you dreamed about. The only thing that will matter is what you executed. At the end of the day, success, fulfillment, and impact are not reserved for a select few. They are available to anyone who is willing to claim them. The difference between those who live an extraordinary life and those who settle for mediocrity is not talent, luck, or resources. It is the mindset and execution behind their actions. You have a gift. You have something inside you that is unique, powerful, and valuable. But that gift alone is not enough. You must discover it, develop it, and use it to serve a greater purpose. You must break free from the fear, doubts, and limiting beliefs that have held you back for too long. You must rewire your mindset for success, shifting from hesitation to relentless execution. Because ideas don't change the world, action does. The journey to success is not about never failing. It's about failing forward, learning faster, and refusing to quit. It's about making bold moves even when you're scared, pushing through resistance when it feels impossible, and believing in yourself when no one else does. It's about turning your gift into something bigger than yourself, something that impacts others, something that creates a legacy that outlives you. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not next year, right now. You have everything you need within you to step into your full potential, to create the life you were meant to live and to make a lasting impact. But the question is, will you take action? Will you rise above your fears? Will you execute with unstoppable force? Will you build a legacy that truly matters? Because in the end, success is not about what you have, it's about who you become and what you leave behind. It's time to step up. It's time to unleash your gift. It's time to create the life and impact you were born for.